Hi, welcome. My name's Terry Johnson, and this is day 2 of our Homeschooling with Joy video series. And today we are addressing a bear of a topic, and that is juggling schoolwork with housework. I know that when I started homeschooling 16 years ago, I just really liked having my home clean and orderly, everything in its place. And then we started homeschooling, and it felt like we were always in a state of chaos and in the middle of projects, and it's a semi-mess all the time, sometimes a huge mess all the time. And I set out to find out, is it possible to maintain and keep a home orderly and somewhat clean while homeschooling, while your kids are home with you all day long? So that's what today's topic is about, and let's get started. Welcome to day 2 of Homeschooling with Joy. Today we're going to talk about how to balance schoolwork with housework. First, a little bit about me. When I first started having children 20 years ago, I was probably what would be known as a little bit of a control freak. I was diligent about keeping things put away and clean. I would also go on rampages sometimes where I would totally declutter the house and get rid of stuff that we no longer needed. In fact, here's kind of a funny side note. I got rid of our baby stuff twice before I was finished having babies, so I ended up spending more money than necessary because of my desire for an uncluttered living space. My parents tended to keep and stack a lot of stuff around the house when I was a kid, so I was probably reacting to that by operating my home kind of in the exact opposite way. Anyway, my older children can tell you that we kept a tidy home, and they always put their toys away when they were finished with them, and that everything had its place. In fact, the toy and game bins and bookshelves were labeled so that we would all know where everything went. And then we started homeschooling. Into this orderly home came large and messy projects, tons of library books, a mountain of school supplies, and lots of friends to co-op our school days together. I was becoming unorganized, impatient, stressed, and overwhelmed. I needed a solution. I found two, and although they're very different, they helped me to manage my new homeschooling lifestyle and all the stuff and activities and curriculum and books that were flowing in and out of our home. And they helped me to stay on top of the housework with less time than ever to do it. So these are the two tools that help me. The first one is the Fly Lady, and you can find her at flylady.net. She has a lot of helpful tools and tips for how to keep your home organized and clean. And the second tool that really helped me is that book right there that you see in the picture. It's called Is There Life After Housework by Dawn Aslett. And what's funny about this photo is that it totally was not posed. My son was doing some housework and he was tired, so he plopped down in the beanbag chair and grabbed a book just randomly off the bookshelf, and that's the one he grabbed, and I had to snap a photo. I thought that was so funny. I'm not a perfect housekeeper. In fact, there are years that I do a better job than others, and there are whole seasons of my life when I do better than other seasons. But I'm constantly working at maintaining a healthy balance between a joyful mess and happy, clean home. I think my kids are happiest in the midst of a mess. And I'm happiest when the house has just been cleaned from top to bottom. So a balance must be struck. So here are my top 10 tips for keeping this balance. Here's the first one. You can't and shouldn't do it all. Your kids should have daily and weekly chores to help you keep the house clean. They help make the mess. Okay, maybe they were even 100% responsible for making the mess. So they should help clean it up. And we'll talk about chore delegation in just a little bit. All right, number 2, Cleaning a bathroom or folding a load of laundry doesn't take as long as you think. In fact, most chores around the house can be accomplished in 5 to 10 minutes. And you don't need to block out 2 to 3 hours to do housework. It can be accomplished in small chunks throughout the day. And number 3, there are some things that you just don't want to wake up to. Figure out what those things are for you and make sure that they're done before you go to bed at night. Even better, make sure that your kids do them before they go to bed at night. For me, I like to have the dishes running in the dishwasher and the table cleaned and the floor swept. For me, it's nice to wake up to a clean kitchen. And 4, if your kids want pets, they should take care of them, period. Besides, it teaches them responsibility and how to care for a living creature. I am sad to say that we neglected and killed a couple rodents before our children fully understood the importance of taking care of pets. But we can thank the Lord that our cats and chickens are still alive and thriving. And 5, get rid of some stuff before you bring in more stuff. For example, if we're going to buy some school clothes or new toys or anything, we need to see what can go out to make room for the new. Number 6, keep your home as decluttered as possible. While you might be collecting more books, science kits, art supplies as a homeschooling family than you ever thought possible, keep only what you need and give away or sell the rest. Every year I go through every closet and drawer in our home and get rid of what we no longer need. We really do live in a culture of abundance, overabundance, and we tend to be hoarders as well. So thin out your stuff and you'll have less to maintain and clean. And here's a little tip. Have your kids declutter their own stuff. It's a good habit for them to get into, and also in this way they're not going to get mad at you for throwing away their favorite ratty old teddy bear. Trust me on this one because I know. And number 7, establish regular chore times. For our family, we do the majority of our chores after dinner and on Saturday morning. But you choose the time or times that work best for your family and then stick with it. We also, we don't remind our kids to do their chores, or at least we try not to remind our kids to do their chores anymore. They have to pay us 50 cents for every chore that they forget to do. And that money goes to missions. Number 8. Organize each child's school books and supplies in a box that they can pull out and put away easily. This way they can keep their stuff contained and it cleans up easily. While my kids don't always pull out the whole box. They can if they want to, or they can just select what they want out of it. And they know right where to put everything away when they're finished with school. That's been really a helpful tip for us as homeschooling family, is just to have all their stuff contained in a box unless it is a shared resource. And 9, take a picture. Sometimes we make amazing things as homeschooling families. Like the paper model castle that took up the whole living room floor, or the huge paper mache volcano that we set off in the backyard, or the wall mural with every type of undersea creature colored and labeled with pertinent information. These are amazing works of art, but you can't keep them forever. You just can't. So realize that and take a picture of it and then take it down. Don't keep something around until it stresses you out and makes you not want to have company over anymore. And a good place to store all of those photos is in something like Evernote. Is great because you can keep it all organized. And finally, number 10, hire help. Yes, I said it. If you can hire a high school student to come to your house every week or every other week to help you for 2 to 3 hours, this is money well spent. You can probably pay this person just a little over minimum wage and get a great surge of help in your quest to maintain a clean and orderly home. I kind of had to plead with my husband to allow our friend's daughter to come to our house every other week to clean. But now we really love it. So while the house doesn't stay spotless for days or even hours, I do know that it gets deep cleaned regularly, and I can feel really good about that. And there really is no shame in hiring help if you can afford it. And hiring a teen is a lot less expensive than going with a cleaning company. Okay, so there you go. There are my top 10 tips for you in balancing schoolwork and housework. So I want to quickly touch on two important points before I sign off for the day. The first one is this: match the chore to the child and train the child to do the chore. If we hold high expectations that our kids will be expert cleaners, but we don't show them what to do, we set them up for failure. It might seem like a no-brainer how to wipe off a counter, but trust me, they need to be taught how to do it. When they become proficient in a certain chore, then they can graduate to a more difficult one. And also set up chore schedules that your kids can follow and understand, and that will allow them to do what they're supposed to do without constant reminders. And don't yell at your kids over badly done chores. We're going to talk about that tomorrow when we talk about setting appropriate expectations, controlling anger, and developing patience. Sounds like a really good topic, doesn't it? Helpful for all of us. So my second and final thought before I leave you today is this. Well, actually, I asked my friend Gina Suarez of the Old Schoolhouse magazine if I could quote her, because she actually said it far better than I ever could. And she said yes. So this is what I wanted to leave you with. As a homeschool mom, a decade from now, those little monkeys will be big, maybe even grown up. Your life will be very different than it is now. Maybe less chaotic, maybe fewer cookie crumbs on the floor, maybe less spit up and tear-soaked shoulders. Your clothes will actually stay dry for 24 hours straight. You'll miss it, Mama. It's wildly madhouse crazy now, and a break would be nice, but just know a decade from now, you are going to sometimes yearn for what you have now. Look at those faces, good and hard now. They're little, pudgy, silly, carefree. They scrunch up still when they're laughing. A decade from now may be calmer, more civilized, more dignified, quieter, maybe too quiet. Enjoy them now, Mama. Those are great thoughts to leave on, aren't they? So teaching our children at home is an incredible privilege. Your life and your children are a gift. Enjoy the journey. Thanks for watching and listening today. It was my pleasure to share any information that I've gleaned on this topic, and I'm excited because on Friday we're actually going to be giving away an ebook, and it's entitled Juggling Home, Work, and School Without Losing Your Balance. So I think you'll really like it. Plus we'll be giving away 9 other helpful resources. Tomorrow we're going to have video 3 in the Homeschooling with Joy series, and we're going to tackle another challenge that comes with homeschooling, and that is how to set expectations appropriately, neither too high nor too low, how to develop patience with our children, because sometimes we do butt heads, and so developing patience and controlling anger. It's kind of a scary topic, but we're going to go ahead and tackle it anyway. So tune in tomorrow for that. In the meantime, please leave a comment below. We'd sure love to hear if today's topic was helpful to you, so leave a comment about that. And also, if you have any questions or helpful tips for tomorrow's topic on dealing with anger and frustration and patience. Also, we sure love it if you would share this video with your friends. All right, until tomorrow, have a great day.